our session. Hello, guys, and welcome to our virtual youth opportunities session today. Right, we've got some great, obviously, opportunities and to talk about in the next hour or so. And I'm just going to go through a few things with yourselves using the PowerPoint presentation. I've got my colleague Megan who will be helping us out with the technical aspects. All right, so welcome today. I know there's a few other guys that are joining us as we speak, so let's just give it a minute or so before we start this session. So, I'll be talking about what Youth Promise Plus is about. We've got two guys from Digital Innovators that are on. They'll be talking about some wonderful opportunities that they've got available, not just for guys who just want to do the basic aspects of IT. There's also graduate opportunities as well available. And obviously, we've got Princess Trust, which I'm sure many of you guys are probably aware of. And you can't get anything better than Princess Trust. And we've got some great partners that are working with us, with Birmingham City Council. And if you feel as though you don't, belong in the Birmingham area and you belong to Solihull or Chelmsley Wood, which is called North Solihull these days, we've got some information we can give you regarding Solihull too. Okay. Many of you may have come on today because you feel your job ready and you want to go straight into work. Again, I'll give you some vacancies that we've got available, and obviously you can carry on. While we're talking anyway, just in case we have some technical difficulties, you have got the chat box where my colleague Kuldeep has put on our email address, which is yog@birmingham.gov.uk. And you also have our website where you can go and sign up and just put a little message in there regarding, what you want from this provision, Youth Promise Plus. And that website is www.birmingham.gov.uk/sign up. Okay. Right, I think we've given enough time. It's gone 2 minutes past 12 at this current moment. So let's start this. So Megan, if you can go to the next slide for me, please, so we can just talk about what we've got planned for today. Right, so if you can just click onto the next one, that's perfect. Thank you. Right, well, I'm going to talk about what we do in Birmingham City Council with the Youth Promise Plus work ready team. How we can help you if you feel your job ready. Okay, but I'll go through that with you anyway in a little while. And as I mentioned, Georgia, our lovely colleague from Princess Trust, is going to be talking about what they have to offer. And again, there's many programs available for yourself. And if you don't feel your job ready, these guys can help you. If you are a graduate who just recently finished, again, Georgia's got some great programs she will mention as well. Right. Briefly, I'll go through the clinical roles University Hospital Birmingham have available for you. Now, they're over in Queen Elizabeth Hospital, but I know they also run programs from likes of Heartlands over in Bordesley Green, and they may have other opportunities as well available to yourself. I'll go through that with you anyway. Now, with Birmingham City Council, we've got Birmingham Career Services. Many of you, if you've left school, you've probably already been contacted by these guys, but we also have Birmingham Youth Service, who work with people up to the age of 25. And again, I will go through some details with you. Solihull Metropolitan Borough, which is the SMBC, as we like to call it for short. Now, not only do they help people that are living in the Solihull and North Solihull, which is Chelmsley Wood, but they also help with independent travel for guys living in the B postcode in Birmingham. Okay, so I'll give you some information regarding that. And I know I touched with it on it slightly. We will have Digital Innovators with Chris and Harry. They've got some great success stories to tell you as well and share some great provisions available to you guys. Now, we will give you some links. You can go and register for these programs. They don't always come about. Now, seriously, these fundings that come about sometimes, we promote it here and not many of you take it on, but I would genuinely advise you guys to at least go on their website and see what's available to you guys, because during this COVID-19, I think programs like this are very useful, especially if you feel, like I said, you're a graduate and you need that little bit of boost. They will advise you on this a bit later on. Okay, Megan, lastly, we're going to have Q&A session. So what we want to do is I'll tell you how to use Microsoft Teams. So many of you may not have used it before, but I want this to be an interactive session today, okay? And I do advise it seriously. Now, there will be a survey that will go out straight after this, just to, so, so we can improve on the service we provide for people like yourselves who come on board. But most importantly, we want to make sure that the service we provide for you is seamless. Okay, now, now, again, if you can, in the chat box, our chat box is monitored by Tara, who is one of our obviously colleagues will be actually monitoring that for you. And later on, we will try and cover as many questions as possible during our Q&A session at the end. Okay, so please, please, please get in touch with us as we're presenting. And like I said to you, if you can, at these points, as I said, I will be obviously putting my face on in like this and just having a chat with yourselves too while we go through these slides. But it's better if you have some information that you want to share with us, or if you have any queries or questions that that we can try and cover these for you during this session. If we can't, at the end of this session, there will be a survey that will go out to all of you guys that are joining us today. We will try covering it through this as well with your email addresses. Okay. Right, these sessions are live and they are recorded purely for our monitoring and quality purposes, so we can improve in the future and share these videos with our partners and stakeholders, just to say, about what's happening and what we can offer in these sessions. Okay, right. I'm just going to share this with yourself. So first and foremost, okay, if I can just tell you about Microsoft Teams. I know you guys probably use Zoom. You're probably used to this. There's other platforms available at this current moment as well. Now, a lot of the employers are starting to use these as well. So it's good for you to get this experience. Now, if you're using a mobile phone, if you were to tap on the screen, it will show you a little menu that comes up on top right-hand side of your mobile phone with a question mark and a little speech bubble. Now, you can click on that, and this is where you can go and share information. Or as I've said, you can actually text, just like WhatsApp or any other text messages that you may use on social media aspect or social media portals. You can write things down on there. Okay. If you're using a laptop, if you move your cursor around, it will give you this option as well with a speech bubble and a question mark. Okay. And if you're finding our video, our links aren't coming through so well, try closing a few things off. Like, for example, even video option, if you got on there, close the video option. It will give you a better connection to what we're trying to go through with yourselves. Okay, Megan, if you can kindly go to the next slide for me, please. Right, guys, we do have to cover meeting etiquette. It is like a classroom based today, as I mentioned. So, please try not to use offensive language. We do have, as I've said, my colleague Tara and Kulip who's monitoring these inboxes, and you will be dismissed from this session. And as I say, Job Centre would like feedback from this as well from us. And it's always good to have a good, nice, friendly conversation if we can, and cover as much as we can, because obviously we want to get the most out of today's session. Okay, and on the other hand, if you need to leave early, or if you're finding that you're having technical difficulties, we have put the address down, as I mentioned earlier, our email address, and also our website address for you in the chat box that you can have a look at, and you can cut and paste from there too. Okay, right, Megan, if you can kindly go to the next slide for me. Right, well, here you go. These are the two ways you can get in touch with us if you think you need to leave early, or if you're having any technical difficulties, or at the end of this session, if you feel as though we haven't covered everything for you, please get in touch with us in those two means. Okay, thank you, Megan. Right, before we start, I just wanted to give you a little taster of what we have available in terms of vacancies. Like I said, a lot of you guys are coming on board, and your main goal might be just, you just want to quickly go into work. Now, recently, we've got available apprenticeship with lab technician. Now, when you read this, you think, oh my God, what do I need? What qualifications do I need? Well, all you need is maths and English, GCSEs or equivalent, okay? C or above, or grade 4 or above, really. And driving license, okay? Purely because this is a great opportunity that's come up on board with Balfour BT Vinci, just to let you know. These guys are trying to obviously manage the whole project for the West Midlands up to crew for HS2, which I'm sure everyone's heard of at this current day and age, you know. So what you would do is you'd go into areas where they're building bridge or roads, you know, more civil engineering aspect of it. You'd take soil from that area, you bring it back to the lab, and you'd match it with the concrete and make sure that everything's right. Obviously, you'll get the training. You won't be going in straight away. It is called an apprenticeship role, and the salary starts around £16,500. Just to let you know, after 18 months, your salary does go up to £28,000. Now, it's a great opportunity. It's actually available on their website, and it closes on the 7th of this month. I just thought I'll put this on for you. And as I've mentioned, look, it's got the Boost Digital Innovators course available for the graduates, as well as the guys who are novice want to go on this. I'll let Chris and Harry talk about it a bit later on. And guys who want to go into construction, this is my forte, by the way. I cover construction for Birmingham City Council aspect. Look, if you haven't got a CSCS card and you're 18 and above, seriously, get in touch with us. We've got a company that's starting the course soon. A lot of it is virtual delivery. There is a new office that's opening in Newtown just before Aston Uni. They can actually help you guys to get the CSCS card. They'll also be running FLT courses as well for those guys who want to go into warehousing, for example. And now, as I've mentioned before, there's many other vacancies. Recently, my colleague Kuldeep, who's managing the inbox, she's also asked me to give a little shout out regarding the glazier opportunities. So if you got the CSCS card and a bit about yourself with experience in construction, you know, this is to do with glazing tall buildings, you know, going into construction sites and all the glass that goes on to these buildings. You'll be working from heights as well. So these are exciting opportunities that are happening with some very big companies. Balfour Beatty, John Sisk, you know, Morris Rowe. These guys are building tall towers in Birmingham right now, you know. And they're going to get taller. We've got one of the tallest buildings that's being built over on Broad Street right now outside of London. It's 42 stories. By here, there's another 65 stories that's coming up. Now, if you feel this is not for you guys and you want admin, you want clinical roles in hospitals, you know, again, we've got these opportunities available for you. We've got lots of graduate programs for you too. So please, please, please get in touch with us. Right, I'm going to start talking about what we do in a work ready team in Birmingham. So before we do this, if I can just show you or share the Youth Promise video with yourself. Now, just wanted to say before Megan starts this video was filmed before COVID-19. So, you know, social distancing wasn't being followed at that time. Obviously, there was no need for it. Now, these are success stories. These are going to be success stories that are coming on board for guys that have already gone into work, you know. Now, we really want you guys to come on board, and we really want to create a video that will be about COVID-19, how you guys are persevering when you go into work, you know. So hopefully you'll listen into this video and watch the video, and hopefully we can create something about you guys in the future, you know. So please listen into it. If you don't get the full video, I know the sound quality is still good enough. Just listen into some good news stories from our clients that have gone into work. Okay, thank you, Megan. Sorry, Megan, can we just start that again with there's no sound quality at this current moment. I can't hear any sound. So sorry, guys. So like I said, we're just going to start this video again. Hopefully we should be able to put the sound on for you too.
Are you 16 to 29 and looking for a job, a training or education opportunity? Do you live in Birmingham or Solihull? If the answer is yes, our one-to-one service can help you.
We work with young people who need that extra bit of support. We can help them look at
Are you 16 to 29 and looking for a job, a training or education opportunity? Do you live in Birmingham or Solihull? If the answer is yes, our one-to-one service can help you.
We work with young people who need that extra bit of support. We can help them look at their movement to education, training and work.
They gave me interpersonal skills, helped me build up my teamwork, my confidence. I have a job now thanks to them. I am going to college soon, in like 2 months. I'm going to study what I really am passionate about. I'm going to study game development, and I'm finally going to be able to do my GCSEs. I feel overall happy and better than I ever thought I would.
My advisor, Abdul, came in and told me about the program, and I was pretty much sold on it from there. They helped me like rewrite my CV and made it stand out, and they got me the interview, so I wouldn't be here without them. I think this is the best job I have. I'll recommend it to anyone.
There's lots of other things we do outside of employment for the young person to ensure that employment it can be sustained.
I'm a single mum. I've been single since she was born back in 2016. I've been in care. They've helped me boost my confidence. She's helped me realise that I can get a job.
We'd like to help you to look through your options. Youth Promise Plus wants to speak to you.
Right, guys. Well, sorry about the technical difficulty. As I said, this is the modern workplace these days, you know. The reason we're doing this virtually today is because of COVID-19. So I know we've touched on it a little bit, but obviously we've got to change our approach in every way that we work. You know, say, for example, if you come up with an interview where employers are nowadays using these platforms to interview virtually from your home or wherever you might be. So you want to make sure you get a good internet connection. You want to make sure, you know, if there is a slight technical difficulty where you know how to find another solution for it, you have an alternative option. Right. So what we want to do now, obviously, just tell you a bit more about our program. Now, Youth Promise Plus is for anyone from the age of 15 to 29. You will not get another project like this anywhere else. We've got so many partners, we've got so many colleagues and providers that are working under one umbrella. Seriously, we've got some great opportunities for you. If you feel your job ready, okay, myself, Kuldip, and my colleague Sadia, who's on leave today, otherwise you'd have seen her too. Now, we work with anyone that feels the job ready, whether you're a graduate, whether you're, just looking for an admin job or a construction job, or any other aspect of clinical roles, as I mentioned. We can help you to tweak your CV and make sure that, if you're worried about travel, we can even advise you on travel training and get you on board to the employers we already have on our existing database, or even do some job search with you and get you out there prepared with the interview aspect of it as well. And as I've mentioned, if you feel anxious about virtual interviews, we can prepare you for this as well. Okay. Now, various vacancies I've mentioned earlier before, we can go through these with yourselves, and one of the most important aspect of it is you just want to make sure that you have the right aspiration. So for example, if you wanted to go into admin and I put you in an office or open warehouse where it's cold, where the gates are always open, vehicles coming in and out, that might be not your environment. So we'll discuss with yourself, create an action plan and work through this. And some of you guys might be living in supported living these days, where it's about £240 a week for rent. Again, we'll look at in-work benefit calculation to make sure that it's feasible for you to go into work. Okay. If you need travel costs, for example, we provide day savers for the guys who've registered onto Youth Promise Plus if you're eligible. But if you feel between now and registration that you need something like this, please speak to your job coach in the job centre if you're on Universal Credit to any benefits, and they can look at your individual aspects and then advise you in that way. Okay, right, coaching and mentoring, that's one of our forte. We do this because we have passion and drive to see if we can help you guys. You guys are our future. For example, myself, I have worked in other sectors before. Now, I came and I fell into this 14 years ago because we didn't have this when we were growing up, when we were 16, 17 years old. Yes, we had careers advisors, but we didn't have the internet, showing my age now. But it'd be great to share these opportunities with yourselves and see where we can guide you. If I can't help, I can always find someone else that can give you that little advice. Okay, right, apprenticeships, as I've mentioned, and traineeships, we've got lots of those available for yourselves, but I'm not going to go through many of these with yourself at this current moment. Just please email us or get in touch with us, and we'll go through this video. Okay, Megan, thank you very much. If you can go to the next slide. Now, staying safe, I just wanted to quickly show you these images that we have available for yourselves. I know on a daily basis, the government is changing its ways on how we should stay safe. Obviously, you probably heard about local councils now having lockdowns, and not just councils, even their own ward these days. They're going by specific wards, which wards they want to close, for example, with a lockdown because of the risk of COVID-19 infections and we will make sure your safety comes first. So your safety is always important to us. So if you feel as though you are job ready, you want to go into work, as I mentioned, we will do the safety aspect. My manager recently sent us almost 40 to 50 masks. So if you feel as though you need masks as well as travel tickets for you and travel training, we can provide you with these guidance, and we can provide you with this other aspects as well. And I've quickly mentioned about you guys having virtual interviews and you don't feel job ready for this. Look, just like today, how I'm talking to you guys, we can do this over the virtual platforms. A lot of the employers do it with activities that we can do over the Zoom platform too for you. Okay, right. Sorry, Megan, I'm just gonna go back to the slide again just to show you guys travel. Now, obviously, we want to ensure that you guys are safe, and you, when you're on buses or trains, we have Solihull Council who do independent travel training for yourselves, and we can provide. And that slide there again, just want to remind you guys, if you're having issues, please get in touch with us through those two means, yog@birmingham.gov.uk, and our website. You can register on there too. Thank you, Megan. If you can go to the next slide. I'm going to introduce Georgia from Prince's Trust now. So I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll come back in a few minutes for Georgia to talk to you guys about what they have to offer as well. Thank you, Georgia.
Okay, hi guys. I don't know if you can see my webcam. If we just give it a minute, there we go. It's all adjusted on the light. So hi, I'm Georgia. I'm from the Prince's Trust. Thank you so much, Abdul, for giving all that information. We are one of the partners working with Youth Promise Plus to make sure that you guys really achieve your next steps or have a clearer idea of what you want to do with your next steps. Like we've been talking about, COVID is, we're living through strange times, really. We're living through times that, no one could have predicted. And, for you guys trying to find work, it's even tougher now. So this is why YPP works across so many different providers, different charities, things like that, to make sure that you guys get given the best support possible. So I'm from the Prince's Trust. The Prince's Trust, Megan, if you just move to the next slide. So a little bit about us and what we are, who we are, what we do. So the Prince's Trust was set up by Prince Charles, so our next king, so His Royal Highness Prince Charles, and we are the leading UK youth charity. So we support young people aged between 11 all the way up to the age of 30, and even 31 if you join one of our courses the day before you turn 31. We help young people at different stages of their journey. So whether you're a graduate coming out of uni, whether you've dropped out of college, maybe you've changed course at college, maybe you've not gone to college at all and looking for some options, maybe you've had a job but you just don't know what you want to do next. Maybe COVID's put a spanner in the works and actually you want to change something about your career path. We're here for you and we're here to support you. We're all about creating opportunities and opening doors for young people. So we never claim to get you a job, but we always claim to empower you to make your own decisions and really support you into work, training or education. Okay, if we could go on to the next slide, that would be good. So one way that we can support you, whether you take up our face-to-face or virtual support, if you just want to check out what we're all about, you can go to our coronavirus support hub. So this was a part of our website that was set up to help you guys just kind of achieve your next steps. But we give you free resources, inspirational stories, available and online for everybody, even if you are outside the age bracket. Business tips and tools. So if any of you are considering setting up a business, now's quite a good time. Got a lot of downtime at home. We also have our own personal jobs board as well that is matched to your personality rather than just going through lots of different job roles. And we also have lots of stuff around wellbeing and career advice. There are some excellent sort of mental health services out there, but you know, if you're just really struggling in general, you know, there are a lot of wellbeing resources on there, so you can visit our website there. So what do? We have lots of things going on at the moment. Usually our centre in Digbeth is fully functioning, fully open, running lots of different courses, but obviously, you know, COVID has put a stop to a lot of these face-to-face courses happening. So what we've done, we've adapted, and over the past 4 months we've basically digitalized everything. So we have Virtual Explore, which is a weekly mini session kind of course. So there's Wednesday and Thursday, 1 hour on building your skills, basically. So whether that's confidence, whether that's interview technique, application forms, you can just log on to Microsoft Teams and join those courses with us just to give yourself a boost. Okay, they're free and available for everybody who's 16 to 30. We also have virtual Get Started. So if you want to have a bit more time with us at the Prince's Trust, if you want to have a bit more of an in-depth kind of look at your skills and your confidence, we do have virtual Get Started. An example of this that is working really well is our Get Started with Musics, where we have young people working on individual beats at home, then bringing it together in a group situation and creating a track. We've actually adapted that even further, and now we've got a Get Started with Music and Film coming up. So anybody that's super creative, who can't find any creative jobs at the minute or are looking to get some work experience, you can put these courses down as that sort of experience as well. We also have monthly Get Hired. So our Get Hired programs are literally about 3 days long, involving confidence specialist talks from employers, and usually we'll have a potential employer latching on to that course. So actually anybody that they see has got potential, good CV, things like that, work ready individuals, they will take them forward for either interviews or further conversations about maybe getting employed with that employer. An exciting one coming up in September, we might potentially have DPD, you know, the delivery company, with a variety of roles available. So they'll be looking at people coming onto that Get Hired. We also have our business program Enterprise. I know at the job centre sometimes you can get enterprise loans, different things like that. The difference is that with Prince's Trust, you know, you can get that mentoring, you can also get loans, you can get grants, and you'll get that one-to-one support to really harness that talent and that trade and really grow that. And we have launched several businesses during COVID as well, which has been fantastic. You know, if you want to decide on any of this, we do have information sessions, so you can make your own decisions about what you want to attend and things like that. We also just have development awards, so similar to what Abdul was saying about, you know, funding, different things like that. If you guys get a job, even if it's a temporary interim job, you know, like working for the NHS and like an entry-level role, maybe being a care worker during this COVID crisis, you know, we can help you out and support you during that first month of you getting that job. So whether that's a bus pass, whether that's getting a DBS paid for, whether that's I don't know, getting some new clothes, we can provide funding and vouchers for that sort of thing. And you don't even really have to interact with the Prince's Trust for that. All you have to do is have a confirmation of that role. For the graduates and just people who don't fancy coming on any more courses and actually just want to do a bit of mentoring, you know, we are here for that. So I'm a youth worker. I mentor around 50 young people at the minute, helping them with their CVs, with goal setting, and just giving like general advice of where you can look for different roles and different jobs. For the graduates, generally you won't work with the youth workers, but you'll work with some of our corporate volunteers, so people that have had experience working in different industries, different businesses, will match you with a volunteer, and you will work through a personal development plan and an action plan to get you to where you need to be. I know we say a lot about action plans on this call, and a lot of people, you know, we've already had Abdul talking about action plans, Prince Trust talking about action plans, but it's so crucial in this time in your life to really kind of hone in on what goals you want to achieve and how we're going to get there. As soon as you can think about the small steps you can take to get there, everything else starts slotting into place, and it just works so much better for you. So writing an action plan and getting someone to help you with that is so much better as well. Next slide for me. So just a couple of other things that we do. So we do have, we are starting to open our centre a little bit more. So we do have a couple of in-centre sessions, which we've run and been really successful. We are doing a mixture of face-to-face and virtual. So, you know, there'll still be an option to still be in bed and join an online call, but then there'll also be a chance for you to come and socialise with people as well, obviously following all COVID social distancing. So our team programme is a massive transformative 12-week programme. I know 12 weeks sounds horrendous, it sounds really, really long, but actually it just completely flies by. You'll get work experience, you'll get employability skills, you'll go and do community projects, loads and loads of stuff. It's literally like a CV and a personal overhaul of everything, and that's starting up. So we have one in Chelmsford Woods, Sutton Coldfield. Our Digbeth Centre is going to open one up again. So if you are interested in, don't know, just discovering more about yourself and just really kind of putting yourself on a different path, or, you know, really discovering what your skills are, then team is fantastic. Again, we have you know, that graduate mentoring. We have digital courses as well, so, you know, Google IT certificates. You can get qualified and qualifications in different parts of IT. And then just on this note, on this slide here, so we do actually have some NHS courses. So we are working with the Learning Hub and UHB and various different private and public care homes and care centres to get you the jobs in the health and social care sector and also in the NHS. So we did our first virtual and face-to-face clinical course, and that involved a lot about, you know, infection control, first aid, different things like that. And that was leading on to all the health care assistant roles that came out this month. So if you want to get involved in the NHS or just don't know how to get into it at all, come to us. We have a whole team of people working with the NHS, private and public. Just sign up through YPP to kind of get that. Okay. I think that's all from me. Just take a look at our website and you can find out more from the YPP website as well. And I think Abdul's just going to talk a little bit more about the Learning Hub and healthcare programmes. Thanks, Abdul.
Thank you, Georgia. As always, you know, glad for Prince's Trust to come on board as well to tell us about what programs are available through the Prince's Trust programs. They do work, like I say, very close partnership with ourselves on Youth Promise Plus. And obviously we mentioned about the NHS University Hospital, Birmingham. They've got obviously the clinical roles at this current moment. And just to give you an idea, the last conversation I had with Peter, who delivers these programs, they have almost 80% success rate of people going into work, completing these programs with Learning Hub. That is right next to Queen Elizabeth Hospital, which is, I don't know if you guys have been on the other side after the Birmingham, and they also run programs locally as well through Heartlands, which is near Bordsley Green, and I'm sure they've done that with Good Hope as well in the past. But again, get in touch with us, and I'm sure we can get likes of, you know, Georgia or our colleagues over in Prince's Trust, or even Learning Hub, Peter, to come and speak to you guys too. Okay, thank you, Megan. If you could put the next slide up for us. Right, just wanted to touch on this regarding the actual university hospital itself. There is flyers available. Obviously, I know Peter isn't here today to talk about it. I just wanted to put this flyer on there. There is a lot of information on this flyer. Now, if you want us to send this out to you as an attachment on an email, please get in touch with us, or you can even put it down in the chat box right now. And obviously, our colleagues are monitoring this. They can send it out to you straight after this session. Okay. This does give you some guidance about the programs they're running and even where they are based. So yes, Megan, if you can, like I said, I'm not going to go through all this information with you at this current moment, but it gives you a little idea of what they do. Right. If you can go to the next slide for me, please, Megan. Right. Birmingham Youth Services. Like a lot of you guys may have heard of Birmingham Career Service. If you left school, they would have come to visit you guys. Well, obviously before lockdown. I haven't been out with them during this COVID-19 period. I know it's slightly different to what they've been used to. And look, guys, the bottom line is, you know, at this current moment, all of us are here, as I say, under Youth Promise Plus, to be able to give you that support that you need. All right, whether you're job ready, whether you've just come out of school, or whether you feel as though you need that little bit of boost, but we're here to help you guys. Birmingham Youth Services. Now these guys work with anyone from the age of 19 to 25 in your local area. I know some of the youth centres are opening up soon. So again, as I mentioned about the day saver aspect of it, you're probably asking, how do I get this day saver? Myself, we can always pop out to see you, covering risk assessments, but then if the youth centre is open, I'm sure we've been having this discussion recently that these guys should be able to provide you this support if you come on board on Youth Promise Plus. Okay, and Prince's Trust, obviously Georgia just mentioned as well, they're based over in Digbeth. I'm sure they've got their own working procedures and they can provide this for you too. All right, guys, so like I say, if I'm just going to touch on a bit more about independent travel service through Solihull as well. So as I mentioned before, you don't have to be living in Solihull. Anyone living in Birmingham B postcode should be able to get the same sort of support as well. Okay, so independent travel training, what is this? Well, like I said to you, if you're not in education, employment or training, we can provide this service for you through the Solihull group itself. They'll provide you with the support as well as giving you virtual training as well. And if you need travel support as well to be able to get onto the bus, they can provide the bus day savers as well for you. All right. Now these guys are based over in Solihull. They also have a job shop that hasn't opened yet over in Chelmsley Wood Shopping Centre. And again, similar to what we do at Youth Promise Plus, they cover between the age of 15 to 29 years old to provide that independent travel. They also provide, welfare to work support as well, just like what we do, exactly same as Birmingham as well, if you feel as though you live in a Solihull postcode that you joined us today. Okay, thank you. Right, these are the guys that normally, I admit I'm doing the talking for them. They did ask me to just give you a little bit of acquaintance with some of the guys that are available. So you've got Amber, Anna, and there's many others that are working now as well. There's also a colleague named Saeed that goes out on your behalf to find employment in areas or sectors that you guys are interested in. Okay, thank you, Megan. Who is eligible? As I've mentioned before, anyone from the age of 15 to 29 years old must be living in Solihull or Birmingham area and need now, not in education, employment or training. Okay, and obviously to be in that position, a lot of you guys are probably claiming benefits, so I'm assuming you've got right to work as well to be eligible for this program. Thank you, Megan. COVID-19, I don't want to talk about too much right now this time because I have covered it a little bit, and a lot of you guys should be aware of what's going on out there in the world. Your safety is paramount. Please remember that, and we will help you to plan ahead. We'll help you to get onto those public transport in a safe, way possible. Thank you, Megan. Right, I was talking about the guys earlier, Chris and Harry, digital innovators. I'm going to close up now and just give you guys the option to speak to Chris and Harry. And like I said, welcome guys. How are you guys doing? You all right?
Thank you very much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers. Yeah, if we just want to click onto the next slide and can kind of introduce ourselves a bit more. Thanks for having us. I'm Harry. I work at Digital Innovators. I've been there for the past year, and I was previously a graduate, so in the same boat of quite a few of other people within this situation. And Chris also coming out of the program as a whole, as a past student. So who we are, or who are we, should I say? Essentially, what Digital Innovators is there to do, it's to fill the gaps in whatever you've been missing within your educational pathway. So not necessarily the education within the straightforward methods of going to secondary school and college and stuff like that, but as a whole of what you may be missing from kind of your life skills and your professional skills. So employers have been telling us, we've only been going for about 4 years now, but employers over the past 4 years have been telling us what they've really been lacking whenever they see new recruits coming through. So these tend to be around communication skills, confidence skills, leadership skills, project management. So these are the kind of things that are typically taught. They're not typically taught. However, they're things that you have to pick up along the way of being within a job. However, what we intend to do and what we do is we give you these skills for the workplace. So when you go into the workplace itself, then you are ready and you hit the ground running. So what we do is we offer a completely free course for 18 to 25-year-olds. In order to, now over the course of the first 3 weeks, we do these various sessions. So it's not a typical classroom. We have you on your feet. We have you doing bizarre various exercises as part of the program. And all of us within who are facilitating the program, none of us are teachers. None of us have any experience in the education traditional sector itself. However, we are all professionals in some way, shape or form. So whether that's being from an IT background to a marketing background, so really covering in quite a broad spectrum. What we then do is, after teaching you this course for the few weeks, we work directly with employers, and they give us a real life working project that will actually be used within the company. So this could be anything from an IT solution to marketing to, I'll give you some real examples, such as creating a VR simulation for the NHS, to a recruitment campaign for BNP Paribas, the 5th biggest bank in the world. So these are really huge opportunities, and what the end goal is that once you actually complete this program, and because you have the skills that we've taught throughout, so for example the confidence and stuff, and you've had the experience within the company, is that company will then take you on within a certain role within that company. So it might be an entry level role, or it might be something quite higher up with quite a broad scope in order for you to actually excel, because of the tools that we've kind of equipped with you. So I'm just going to pass you over to Chris to kind of speak about his experiences within the program. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Harry. Hi guys, I'm Chris. I'm 19 years old, and I'm currently an ex-student and also employee, at Digital Innovators. So I'm a junior project manager apprentice. So when I first joined Digital Innovators as a student, I actually went through a week-long sort of experience to sort of get us involved and show us what the course would be like. So we did a number of things during that week-long course, such as practical games. We had a few presentations from very business related people. And I'll be honest, at this point in time, I was really bored with normal classroom education from any sort of educational background. So, for example, all we did really usually was just sit in front of a board and see someone talk. But this week-long experience that I did was completely different. I mean, we did a lot of practical games that actually promoted things like presentation skills, confidence building, team working, team building, and all of these things. At the time, I didn't know were being taught, but I didn't know they were being taught to me. But actually, as I go on, it sort of developed the skills without me actually realizing. So after that, I decided that I liked it so much that I actually joined. The first year project that I was put on after the course, the main work skills course, was a project where we did software implementation into 3 campuses at a college. So we did a lot of things like paperwork, presentation skills to high up people. Now, granted, near the end of the year, this sort of fell through and we didn't actually get the project complete. However, we got a lot of experience from it. So we got all the paperwork, which was very valid to pretty much any other project. We had a lot of skills from it, like the presentation skills. We were much more comfortable presenting with each other. And yeah, it was great. If we could just move on to the next 2 slides for me, please. So these are actually some of the students that I was working with in this project team. And as we moved on to second year, they stayed as a project team with me. However, we were moving on to a competition of sorts. So we were tasked with building the classroom of the future. So it was very vague, but what it wanted us to do was take into account, you know, different technology now and make a classroom of the future. So what we ended up doing was we mixed the 3 different learning types, the main ones, so kinesthetic, auditory, and visual. And we also used things like VR, virtual classrooms, Google Classroom, and things like that, so that people who maybe couldn't get into the classroom aspect of it, for example, disabled people, young carers, people who couldn't get into the classroom could still have that education, albeit in a virtual sense. We actually got the chance eventually, we were at the semi-finals of this competition to actually present at the Excel Centre in London for the BET show, the BET Education show, where we presented in front of high-up people from Google, Microsoft, Smart, the whiteboard makers, a lot of very high-up people. And yeah, it was great. Actually, a funny thing about that was that about a month after we'd completed the project, we all got an email simultaneously. I was on holiday in Spain at the time, so I was quite shocked to see it. But the email said that basically our project, the virtual parts of our project, were actually going to be put on an Amazon rocket and sent up to the International Space Station. So it was quite a shock, a surprise, a very good surprise, but a surprise nonetheless. And yeah. So that sort of, you know, puts into perspective what experiences you could be gaining from the whole course. And now, you know, now that brings us to now. I'm a junior project manager at Digital Innovators. So I've been put on a level 4 graduate course. I've learned so many skills by just working at a workplace, business skills, you know, presentation skills, team working with other people, as well as a lot of project management and general management skills like managing teams of students, managing teams of employees, you know, and it's been a great experience. Just to end it off, I couldn't recommend it enough. Even if you're a bit wary about it, I'd say give it a try, because there's not much you can lose. You know, if you don't like the course, we're not going to force you to stay on it. It's just a really great thing to do. And yeah, it's free. So yeah, thanks a lot, Harry. Back to you. I think you muted, Harry.
Yeah.
There we go. Cheers.
There we go. Thanks a lot, mate. So a main part of, to kind of summarize that all, is that a main part of our entire program is that we psychometrically analyze each student themselves in order to kind of get a grasp of what their individual personality is like, and also what their future can look like. So this is a complete unique process to Digital Innovators ourselves that's been created, and we're kind of inviting you all to everyone on this webinar, to come and complete one of these questionnaires for free of charge, and kind of open your eyes to the various career options that are available to yourself. So we kind of do we don't take into we don't really look at what you currently have in terms of skills. So we don't care if you have any experience in accountancy, for example. However, you may have the mindset and the personality of a very successful accountant. So that's what we'll look into, and we'll kind of go through a personalized summary with that with you. Also, if you want one of these personalized tests and kind of get an introduction into what Digital Innovators is all about, and then there's the email just on there. We'll also stick it in the chat. It's just info@digitalinnovators.co.uk. And please just have a look onto that. It is a completely free course. So sign up below. And if there's any questions, please feel free to either fire them over now or send us an email. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Right, guys, thank you for that. Chris, seriously, I'd love the setup in your room with the mic and the boom.
Thanks a lot, Abdul.
I could do with one of those. Right, guys, see, like I said to you, look, obviously there's some great success stories that you've heard. I know they've got a training program starting soon. We have the full flyer. We can send everything out to yourselves. Please get in touch with us through our website, as well as the email address that we repeatedly put in the chat box for you, which is yog@birmingham.gov.uk. Right. Obviously, I'm hoping we've got some Q&A sessions right now. We've got some questions that you guys have for us. So, Tara, if you got anything, please fire away. I'm hoping one of our colleagues or myself can answer them for you.
Hi, Abdul. Yeah, absolutely. We've had some really good interest in the opportunities today. We've had people asking, can I have access to the slides? And I've also noted that this whole session's recorded because it's all anonymous, and it's going to be on our YouTube channel. So we can share that, and people can just search us up on YouTube, and we'll try and get that all up today, latest tomorrow. And this interest in the Prince's Trust creativity opportunities, asking how more information can be found out about that. So Georgia.
Hi, yeah, guys. So if you want to get involved with our creative courses, we've got plenty more coming up and lots in the pipeline, which is absolutely fantastic. Please just sign up through YPP, because actually the more you do that and go through the YPP link, the easier that is for us to get your contact details and contact you properly and organically. By all means, if you want to go through our website as well, you can, but if you honestly just use the YPP link, it helps us to really track where you guys are coming from. So if you just do that, that's absolutely fantastic. And you know, Culdeep is sending those referrals over on like a daily basis, so we will try and get in contact within, like, our policy, try and get in contact within 5 days. And it should be no longer than that. All right, absolutely fine.
Fantastic, thanks, Georgia. And I'm, you know, so pleased with the range of opportunities for all skill types and skill levels from digital innovators, and I do really hope that people contact them, because they can really help us. You know, they can really help understand what you're suited for as well. So I think we've had people contact us about some of those construction apprenticeships as well, Abdul, and just finding out more about the apprenticeship opportunity that you started out with today. And again, I think the message is, please do email us, you know, because it's fantastic you've joined us today. Because this is an anonymous basis, we just need you to contact us and we can get back to you on it. Is there any more information you can just give us on that apprenticeship in terms of perhaps timing, Abdul?
Well, as I've mentioned about the Balfour BT, it has been going for a while, and on these sessions that we do fortnightly, I have been advertising this. It closes on the 7th. They've got 5 positions, you know. They've already recruited 7 going back about 3 months ago, and a lot of the guys have started. And one of the guys who actually, you know, I'm managing, he's loving it. You know, I admit you have to start quite early. With most of the construction jobs, you do need to start early. For example, sometimes you might need to start even 7 o'clock. Where you probably need to get out of bed by 5, you know. Now, with these positions, again, there's training available as well through these guys. There'll be virtual interviews, and we'll prepare you for these. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. The reason we're here today delivering as a group under one umbrella is because all of us are here to give you that little bit of support. That's with Balfour BT. The other one that's happening, the Glazier one I quickly touched on, that's with John Sisk over on Broad Street. And again, you know, if you got something about yourself, and they are looking for people with the CSCS card for that one. And if you feel, on the other hand, you know, you need a bit of skills within construction, but you have your CSCS card, we've got over near Hyatt's Hotel, we've got a great, obviously the Inland Revenue Office that's going up there. They offer 5 days work placement. Because of COVID-19, it stopped for a while, so we're still in negotiation processes to, you know, get back to that and open that opportunity up again for you as well. Is that all right, Tara?
Yeah, that's great. And also, I think on your slide there was HS2 environment linked opportunity.
Yes, that's being managed through Balfour BT again as well. But there's a team called Youth Force. They look after that with graduate aspects of it. So what we're going to promote this in terms of graduate aspects is, obviously, if you've got something about yourself, there is others on there too, regarding CAD, which is computer aided design. Not apprentice, this is more to do with working on there as a graduate, and there's a few other positions that are going as well.
So if people contact us,
we can email you these.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Tara. I was going to say, again, if they contact us through the yog@birmingham.gov.uk, which is YOG@birmingham.gov.uk, or our website, we should be able to get back to them with this information.
Fantastic. Thanks, Abdul. I think I've covered, I'm just going to check the inbox. Right, so we've got a couple of questions just coming in. I'll quickly fire through them. Are there any chemical engineering jobs that we're aware of?
Well, again, I can't say it straight away from here, but we have contacts that we can find out for you. So look, the bottom line is it is another doorway for yourself. We're not a recruitment agency. As I mentioned, we are a well prepared to work provision where we can cover all aspects, and you know, it's something for everybody really. So please get in touch with us, and I can assure you we will find someone for you. We'll find a solution for you where we can get in touch with another expertise from another partnership organization for you.
Yeah. And then we've got a general question saying, do you have specific available vacancies to talk about for 15 to 29-year-olds? And I think you're right, you know, the questioner's right. Some jobs are for like different age groups, like 18 plus. We do try and make sure that we have opportunities for all ages, and perhaps they're blended, perhaps they're apprenticeship learning for younger people. And we do have graduate linked opportunities, and those for, you know, people who are over 25. I'm afraid in this project we just group people as young people, but I know I didn't feel like a young person up to 30 years old. But yes, we do is the answer. So please try us, contact us, and we'll do what we can. Obviously, the jobs market is fairly limited at the moment for everybody, but we try and work with employers. We try to make sure that we've prepared people we're working with so that you know what the employer's looking for. We've done some practice, and you've got a good chance on it. The next question is, are there any part-time opportunities available? There are. So again, we just need to look at it. It depends on your situation and the hours that you're looking at. So it's quite difficult to just talk generically, but we'll try and search the market with you and try and find part-time opportunities, as there are some flexible jobs out there. So get in touch. Thank you.
Tara, just wanted to add to that as well. I know obviously the Public Guardian, which is the civil service aspect of it. I know they're based just opposite the Broad Street Library. Now, again, we were recruiting before the COVID-19 lockdown. I'm hoping for them to come back to us regarding twilight shifts. It starts at 4 o'clock and I think it finishes at 10. So these are evening opportunities available for them. If someone wanted to, you know, I don't know if they're looking for any evening work, for example. And I know retail sector, as everyone knows at this current moment, obviously we're going through a very difficult period at this current moment with a lot of the retail sectors coming up, stating that obviously they're making people redundant after the furlough opportunities that they've got. But look, there's going to be other opportunities that are coming on board. And Tara, seriously, we're regularly getting employers. I mean, for people, I don't know if, you know, obviously Rishi has mentioned about the Kickstart program that's coming. You know, if you're a youngster looking for work, I'm hoping that soon, especially with the council, and I'm sure, you know, we'll have more information for this going forward.
That's right. Kickstart is going to help young people aged 18 to 24, and we'll be working with partners to try and make sure that those opportunities are available to those of you who are interested. So, you know, watch this space. Really, we'll be coming back to you as soon as we can, as we're working with partners to follow up on the government's advice. Okay. Well, really appreciate the questions we've had today. It's really helped us. So I'll hand back to you, Abdul.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to say thank you to Megan for coming on short notice, seriously, and looking after the technical aspects of it all. And it's seriously lovely speaking to you guys, and thank you all for joining us today. If there's any questions, please get in touch with us. You know, I know some of you guys, you know, may just listen into things, but email us, all right? And we'll get back to you as soon as possible. One of the feedback we had last time around, we didn't have enough time for question and answer session, and I'm really hoping that we've spent the extra time today covering most of it. Thank you, Tara, Chris, Harry, Coldy, Georgia, and especially Megan. Thank you again.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.